So, do you like Pokemon? Well, get ready for a game made by Game Freaks that is nothing like it at all. I present to you Tembo the Badass Elephant, the most Sonic-like game since Sonic and Knuckles back on the Sega Mega Drive. Coincidentally, this game is published by Sega. Go figure. Tembo is a 2D side-scrolling action platformer akin to the aforementioned Sonic the Hedgehog and elements of Mega Man. Sounds great, right? I'm going to try not to harp on it too much, but why this game nails so much which Sonic games has failed to do for over a decade is astonishing. Also the fact it's published by Sega of all things, to boot. Okay, enough of that. This game can and does stand on its own merits. We start the game off with an animated storyboard intro of the world falling into turmoil, and the military seem to be at a loss until one man remembers a powerful force that could just possibly save the day. Tembo. He calls it in. Deep in the jungles, Tembo answers his tree phone, accepts the mission and puts on his war paint and battle gear for one more romp into action. Gameplay is fast and frantic, yet painfully unforgiving. Many times when you've hit your groove, wrecking soldiers and demolishing everything in your path, then seemingly out of nowhere you'll run into a bomb crate, a fireball, or a soldier with a knife and it's game over. With so much happening on the screen and at the speed you tend to move at, you can and will die many times. As much of a challenge that brings to get a dream run through, it can also become very frustrating. It's not all downs though. Much like how Sonic collects rings, Tembo collects peanuts like all good elephants do. Once you get enough of them to fill your peanut butter jar meter, you gain a life. When you die, you consume a whole jar and you're back and ready for action. Again. There are multiple paths to each level, and each level has a counter telling you how many baddies there are to take out and how many civilians to save. The goal is to take out all the baddies and save everyone in each level. This actually matters because to unlock new levels along your warpath you need to meet a certain number of enemies taken out. For instance, to make it to the next area, within the 4 to 5 levels, you need to get 600 baddies. Until you do, you'll have to replay the levels to get as many as you can. There are even new paths that open up to some background sections, a lot like we've seen in Donkey Kong Country Returns. You even get to these parts by shooting out of cannons, no less. Even the peanuts you collect have a similar sound that you get when collecting the bananas in Donkey Kong Country Returns. You can tell a lot of inspiration has been taken from multiple popular platform games of the past. There's a big boss at the end of each area for which these feel very Mega Man-esque. Once you reach the end of a level, you walk through a doorway that closes off behind you and you're stuck in an arena with limited amount of space to take out the boss, for which you will have to utilise all of Tembo's skills to defeat them. These can be quite intense as it really doesn't take many hits to lose a life for a start, and Tembo isn't the most agile creature in the world either. Like most bosses in 2D platformers, there's a pattern to work with, and once you get it, it becomes clear how to win. Don't be fooled though, this is a difficult game. The premise, the art style and concept may seem silly, but this game is not for those faint of heart. Tembo the Badass Elephant is an extremely charming action platformer that will really test your reflexes, your patience, wit and endurance. If you can take anything away from this game, it's how it shows us how these types of games can be done well even in today's gamescape. If Sega could only apply some of Tembo's achievements, we could finally get a Sonic game worth being excited for. Tembo is available for under $20 off Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. And if you're in need of a game like this, then Tembo to the rescue. This is GamePlug, it's a new channel, so subscribe for more and keep up to date with everything we do.